What's up, everybody? Greg here. Results kill excuses show. Your thoughts are your reality. Today's talk, I'm going to try and do my best to help you with 5 ways to start overcoming your negative self image, which is not easy. It is not easy. However, let's try something real quick. If you're watching this and you're coming in here with some negativity or just struggling with some things in life, let's just for a minute, let's try and focus in on our breath, right? And I want you to just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just slowly start to connect with your breath. You can even make a little as you exhale sound. Go ahead and just make that sound. Make sure you get all your breath out. Let it all out and inhale through your nose and then hold at the top. And exhale. And as you're exhaling, ask yourself this question. How would you feel? How would you feel if everything started going your way? If everything started working out perfectly? Just sit back and imagine that everything is going to work out perfectly from this point forward. How do you feel when you stop to just think about that? It feels good, doesn't it? It feels good. And the reason why it feels good, the reason why it probably even put a smile on your face, or it was like good news that you've been like so desperate to hear, it's because we locked into the present. We got back in our bodies. And it is one of the greatest missions in life is to get from your head to your heart, to get outside of your thinking mind and get into your heart space and become more present. And I've learned this along my journey. 12 years of recovery, hitting rock bottom, and now effectively helping many, many, many others to overcome being stuck in life, being frustrated in life, needing more energy, needing more accomplishment, feeling like there's so much more you can accomplish, but you just don't know how to put it in drive. And yet, if your thoughts are your reality, whatever you're experiencing right now, even how you feel is coming from your thoughts. But if I ask you a simple question like, how would you feel if everything started working out perfectly for you? If everything started going perfectly right now, how would you feel? How would you feel if all of the problems that you showed up with today disappeared? They all found positive solutions and they just fell by the wayside. That all your problems just went away. Health problems, financial problems, relationship problems, car problems, job problems, money problems, confidence problems. addiction problems, all your problems just poof, they're gone. How would you feel? And in that moment, we feel really good. And it's how do we stay there? How do we continue to cultivate that positive energy, that feeling of optimism and hope? That's the trick. It's sustaining that. And to sustain it, that means that you have to start challenging that which is not the positive. So let's dive into 5 ways that I believe can help you overcome negative self-image. And I'm always going to say this first. The relationship you have with yourself is the relationship you have with others. And so I always say it starts with ourself. What is your negative self-talk? And if you're not someone that likes to write things down, right? Right here, results kill excuses. Type in those 3 magic words into your app store. And right now, I have 25 free, lessons that are valued at it's me giving you over $1,500 worth of value for self-discovery, for times such as this, if this is your thing. And so number 1 is you have to start challenging your negative self-talk. You need to get to the root of it. And what makes that journey very difficult is the root of a lot of our negative self-talk comes from our upbringing. We had a critical parent. Someone, mom, dad, or even a family member, could have even have been a coach, teacher. There was authority people, adults, when you were a little kid that questioned you, that were critical, that made it unsafe to do many things that you had desire and enthusiasm and even just kind of a childhood purity about. And yet now all the negative self-talk gets rooted because there was so much doubt, fear, and insecurity from where? From someone else. And that's now created a program inside of you. And so a big lesson in challenging your negative self-talk is first you got to identify what are the reoccurring things that come up each and every day. Is there a pattern? And once you start identifying those patterns, it's important to write these things down because then you can start to edit this negative self-talk. And the most empowering thing is that you are not only the author, but the editor of your story. We hear so much negative talk about, oh, it's scripted. Everything is scripted. And so even these thoughts that you're having are scripting your reality. And that is why it is so important that for every like negative thought you have, you need to literally have 5 positive affirmations to like start to overwhelm your subconscious and your conscientious thinking. Even if it doesn't feel authentic, that is like so critical. If we're so down in the dumps mentally and emotionally, spiritually, and even physically, if we just have this negative self-image, you have to be able to, just like in that moment when I ask you, how would it feel? How would you feel if all your problems away? And right away, it's like lifting off a weight. And as you lift that weight, in that instant, you find clarity and your true self. because the negative thinking is not your true unauthentic self. Your true birthright is the highest version of yourself, the version where you transcend your problems, your trauma, your setbacks, your failures, your guilt, your shame, your betrayal, all of the negative things that have happened in your life. You transcend that, you overcome it. So if you want to start changing your negative self-talk, you have to challenge it. And guess what? It's going to be a daily battle. Positive affirmation, so important to my morning routine. I don't go a morning without listening to positive affirmations. And I also listen to positive affirmations right before I go to sleep, because whatever you're carrying right into that 5 minutes before you crash out is what is going to settle into your subconscious. And so if you're sitting there before you go to bed and you're either zombied out on TV, or when you get ready to finally lay down, you're thinking about all the worries and the problems you have in life, guess what? They're going to just continue to manifest and perpetuate themselves in your life. You also need to learn to be more compassionate to yourself, because again, there was other people externally that contributed to your negative thinking. And that you need to be compassionate not only to them, but to yourself. And that's a big piece. Then number 2, how to overcome negative self-image, is you need to write down a list of your strengths, of the things that you have accomplished in life, the things that you're proud of yourself for in life. And it's not just trying to figure this out in your head. You do literally need to get the pen and the paper. This is where the pen is mightier than the sword, because you can't just cut this stuff out of your mind. It's programmed inside of you. And so if you're able to literally start affirming yourself, to literally chalk up the wins, and it's great to chalk up the wins of the past, but if you're someone that really wants to overcome and start changing the trajectory of your life from negative into positive, you need to identify daily wins. You have to start living life with intention. And yet, when you identify your strengths, you keep playing into those strengths and doing those things. And some of you, if you're anything like me, when I was in my deepest, darkest state of depression, guess what? The first thing that I threw out was my strength. And by strength, I mean working out, exercising. I was depressed. I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like working out. I didn't feel like taking care of myself. And yet that's a huge strength of mine. I feel 10 times more confident working out, right? Eating healthy, being active than I do if I literally skip it for months or years on end. So you do need to focus on your strengths, and then you need to exercise those things. You need to utilize them. If you're really great at singing, sing. If you're really great at playing instruments, play instruments. If you're really great at doing art, do art. Especially find strengths that are creative, because then that really channels a lot of positivity, is in your creativity. And take time to celebrate yourself, especially when you give yourself a challenge. And that's another area where a lot of people don't want to go, but that is number 3 on the list, is you do need to engage and put challenges in front of you. It seems like we live in a day and age when life is hard and people have gone soft. And yet we don't wanna rise to the occasion. We don't wanna take on adversity and slay all the negative thoughts and all the bad shit that's going on in our life, our problems. I'm a true believer that no matter what your problem is, there is a positive solution for it, no matter what. But you gotta have this mindset. That's that results kill excuses mindset, that BAMF warrior mindset of saying, "Bring it on. Bring it on. I don't care. I'm not giving up." It's a beautiful thing when you get to the place where you're like, "I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. The world wants me to give up. My family wants me to give up. Even myself, I'm my own worst enemy. The weak little bitch voice inside of me wants me to quit, and I'm not gonna quit. I may need to take a rest, but I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up." And it's just having that fight inside of you that you're no longer gonna be sidelined. You're gonna start stepping into the arenas of your life and being seen, being heard, and displaying your gifts and talents in a way that challenges you. That's how you change your image. But the most important part of that is that you need to set yourself up for success. And if you're getting ready, I always go to the exercise. If you're someone that wants to get back in shape, you need to set such a low bar that it's almost a joke. I'm going to go to the gym one time this week for 5 minutes because you need that for self confidence because you have literally betrayed yourself. You've betrayed yourself, and your self confidence is in the gutter. And the only way you're going to turn that around is by doing what you say you're going to do. You need to turn your someday into now. And it just starts by little. And eventually you're going to see massive progress, massive success. And ultimately, that's going to start to improve your self image. But there'll always be like, it seems like there is just continuing to be a negative aspect to our humanity. So that is part of the compassion piece where you have to just kind of allow that to be what it is, but know that you can't identify with it. You say, "Cool, you're negative, you're scared. Let's be negative, let's be scared. Now it's time to get after it." Don't get stuck in that. Number 4 on the list is you need to surround yourself with positive people, positive influence. If you take a look at the people you're spending the most time with, right? If they're always talking about how expensive things are, how hard life is, and wah, 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 complainers, right? You're the common denominator. But if you want to improve your self image, raise your standard. Start seeking out positive people that are truly walking the walk and talking the talk and doing things that you want to do, that you can connect with and relate with, and ultimately like cultivate that same spirit inside of yourself. But you do need to put limits and boundaries on who you allow to have access to you if you are truly trying to overcome negative self-image. And a lot of us need a coach, but that can be a scary thing because once you hire somebody to hold you accountable, it's game on. And the clients that I help, they're grateful for it, but I challenge them each and every step of the way, and they're better for it. And so am I. And that's the kind of community that I am cultivating here within the Results Kill Excuses Nation. And I think the fifth and most important piece, but some of you would think that I should have led with this, and I'm glad that you stuck around till now, but it's something that I needed along my journey, is professional help. I needed professional help. I needed therapy. I needed to have a therapist. I needed to have someone neutral to be able to hold my hand and walk me through this healing process, healing the trauma, overcoming the addictions. And that's a scary thing. And so I hope that these 5 ways to overcome your negative self-image will be helpful to you. I'm excited that the Results Kill Excuses app is available on both platforms now. There's 25 lessons available for self-discovery. This very thing, which again, it's not medical advice. It's basically a do-it-yourself, self-help way to healing yourself, becoming your best self, and overcoming that negative self-image. And so I highly encourage you to download the app. Reach out to me if you're interested in one-on-one coaching. I have limited space available, and I am always excited to work with people that are ready to start making some major changes in their lives. The same type of changes that I've made in my life, turning it all around, going from rock bottom to the top of some incredible peaks and mountains, not just physically, but spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And that's a beautiful thing. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses. Transform your sick and tired into optimal and unstoppable. Greg's out.